At the suggestion of my law firm, I have remained silent regarding my legal battles with a certain opponent on YouTube. I also do not wish to bore my subscribers with this, and I have given the opponent in question more than enough undeserved attention that I can care to remember. But with the release of PhilWeb59's latest video series, not to mention the criminal negligence that has spawned within YouTube staff, I feel compelled to make a response so that there is a happy balance on both sides. After spending about 1.5 minutes trying to cast aspersions on the legitimacy of my group at JW Studios, Webb jumps on the bandwagon of accusing me of abusing the DMCA to try and silence my critics.
The sad part of all this is that Jarrah didn't even get the satisfaction of taking down an actual Phil Webb creation.
Why would I want to silence those videos? Unlike certain other opponents I could mention, Webb mostly keeps the argument in his crosshairs, and not the individual. The worst he's done in these videos is insinuate that I think calcium is a mineral. I'd much rather post response videos explaining why his criticisms are wrong.
The videos that he filed takedown notices against are mirrors of two Astorbrand 2 videos. Jarrah filed takedown notices against the originals about a year ago. In fact, Jarrah eventually filed a total of 27 takedown notices against Astorbrand 2, forcing YouTube to close his account. After struggling with the DMCA counter notice system for close to 7 months, Astorbrand 2's videos were finally reinstated by YouTube, and his account was reopened on October 4th of last year. Obviously, whatever protection Jarrah thought he had against Astorbrand 2 for using his content didn't muster up the first time. So, what makes Jarrah think he will have any success in keeping down clones of these videos?
Firstly, Astorbrand 2's counter notifications were rejected by YouTube because they were invalid. He had no claims to any of the content, and what he did with the content fell outside fair use. Any rational person would have gotten the message the first time. Instead, he filed the counter notifications again and again and again and again and again and again and again until finally someone at YouTube got negligent. Secondly, after Astorbrand's illegal videos were reinstated, my lawyer contacted him with a cease and desist letter demanding that these and all the mirrors be removed. Astorbrand initially set his videos to private, but made no attempt to ask those who mirrored these videos to remove them. Over the next few months, he started setting his videos to public again, supposedly so his attorney could see them. He also released a video purely to show deliberate disregard for my demands. In March of this year, my lawyer sent Astorbrand 2 another email requesting to be put in touch with his alleged lawyer. He also demanded that the mirrors and the republished videos be removed, along with a new video he posted that contained a photo manipulation claimed to be an original painting by Dr. Lois Ross. Astorbrand refused, and set all his illegal videos to public again.
Now, although these videos are not really mine, I fully agree with their content, or I wouldn't have put them up. One is about how Jarrah White filed 9 illegitimate takedown notices against Khalil Jordan Kent, closing his account, then 16 more against Luchiotti San Jose. After filing counter notices, all 25 videos were later reinstated and Khalil's account was reopened.
There was nothing illegitimate about my takedowns on KJK and Luchiotti San Jose. The videos abused my copyrighted material purely to cause offense. Among other things, pasting my face into vaginas, calling my deceased friend's ashes dirt, and photo-manipulating the video of me announcing said friend's suicide. Astorbrand insinuated that my asking YouTube to remove this filth was illegal, and that what my attackers did was perfectly okay. Well, if Webb agrees with this content, then I suppose it is perfectly okay for someone to take Phil Webb's face and paste it onto a vagina. And I'd like to discuss the counter notifications for KJK and Luchiotti San Jose, because it gives Astorbrand supporters the chance to see who the real perjurer is. It wasn't these individuals who filed the counter notifications in question, it was Astorbrand 2. Clearly consumed with vengeance after his account was suspended, Astorbrand filed counter notifications to have the KJK and Luchiotti San Jose videos reinstated. When he filed them, he stated under penalty of perjury that both parties had given him their respective accounts, and that he was now responsible for the videos they contained. After these videos were eventually reinstated, Luchiotti San Jose promptly deleted his uploads. But Astorbrand 2 and KJK kept theirs up. When my lawyer sent Astorbrand 2 the cease and desist letter, he included the KJK videos in his list of videos to be removed. Astrobrand2 responded, saying that it was impossible for him to remove the KJK videos because they were not on his account, and as such he had no control over them. This statement is in direct contradiction to what Astrobrand told YouTube under penalty of perjury. When my lawyer reminded Astrobrand of what he had written, he deadpanned and promptly set the videos on his account to private. It has become increasingly obvious that Astrobrand2 knowingly filed false information under penalty of perjury. We have passed these conflicting statements to YouTube. Hopefully, they will enforce their policy against submitting false information on a counter notification. For legal reasons, I cannot publish the exact statements at this time, but there's nothing wrong with me paraphrasing them. Since being reinstated, most of the KJK videos have since been removed for terms of service violations, including the videos containing the vagina image. This is what Astrobrand2 committed perjury and played the victim to have reinstated. Videos that are not only in violation of my copyright, but clearly an abuse of YouTube's terms of service. And judging by his comments left on these videos, Astrobrand2 obviously condones this behavior.
The other video is about Jarrah's crusade to raise $200 million for a lunar round trip for two aboard a luxurious Russian spacecraft.
In that video, Astrobrand insinuated that I was either trying to scam people out of money, or am stupid for believing that I can raise the money within my lifetime, all the while ignoring one of the two main reasons why I started the fundraise in the first place: to see how many members of the pro-NASA side are willing to make good on the claim that I'd be unconvinced Apollo was real if flown to the moon myself and shown the artifacts. The other reason I started it was to find out firsthand whether or not the radiation was lethal. When I started the fundraise, Astrobrand said he'd only pay $2 so I could set myself on fire, saying it would be, quote, more fun to watch. In the same video, he then goes on to aggressively harass me to break my commitment to my fundraise just to prove that I was sincerely concerned for my Japanese friend KJ during last year's nuclear crisis. A friend who, might I add, I have paid over 50,000 yen in the past year alone for the cells he supplied to my animation project.
In both videos, Astrobrand2 introduces the subject with Jarrah's own words, a short clip incorporated from one of Jarrah's YouTube videos, and then he comments on what Jarrah says in that clip. Whether Astrobrand2's criticism of Jarrah's words is right or wrong, it doesn't matter as far as copyright is concerned. As a U.S. citizen on U.S. soil, Astrobrand2 is granted the privilege of expressing himself through these videos and using Jarrah's content in doing so.
The First Amendment is for people to have their own opinions and the freedom to express those opinions, even if that opinion is based on falsehoods. Under the Bill of Rights, Astrobrand2 is allowed to say, in my opinion, Jarrah committed perjury. He is allowed to say, in my opinion, Jarrah released Luke Yode's personal information. Or, in my opinion, it is ego inflation that motivates Jarrah, etc., etc. What he is not allowed to do is state these defamatory accusations as an absolute fact with not a shred of evidence to back that up. In his videos, he stated as an absolute fact that my DMCAs against KJK and Luke Yode were fraudulent. He stated as an absolute fact that I released Luke Yode's personal information, all the while knowing full well that Luke had already made that information public on both YouTube and elsewhere. He was told that many times prior to making the statement, and that is documented. And he has stated on more occasions than I can care to remember that it is in fact ego inflation that motivates me. This, and many other accusations that he has stated as fact, make Astrobrand2 open to defamation and unprotected by the First Amendment. And because he has used my copyrighted material as a vessel for this defamation, he has opened himself up to copyright infringement also. Now I know what Astrobrand's followers are saying. Oh, but you have constantly said NASA faked the moon landings. Aren't you therefore guilty of defamation? The big difference between Astrobrand2 and I is that I actually have facts on my side to support my statements. And secondly, if any of the astronauts, or anyone at NASA disagrees with what I have said, and believes that I have defamed them, then it is their responsibility to take legal action against me, not the responsibility of Astrobrand2 and his followers to cast aspersions on my intentions and undertakings.
Astrobrand2 has tried to reason with Jarrah to consider an alternative path to removing these mirrors. In an open letter to Jarrah White, Astrobrand2 asked him to retract all the takedown notices he had filed on mirrors of videos that had been reinstated. In that video, Asterbrandt2 even said that he would ask the people who mirrored his videos to take them down once they were reinstated. Not only did Jarrah ignore that video request, but he filed a takedown notice on it as well.
Trying to reason with me. There's a laugh. His video was yet another playing the victim act. Not once did he reveal that the videos he was asking me to reinstate falsely accused me of perjury and privacy violations, among other things. He also asked me to reinstate the videos on KJK's new account just to prove that I was a man of integrity. One of the videos in question contained the vagina image 7 times. A man of integrity would have never posted such filth in the first place. And in closing, Asterbrandt2 photo-manipulated the picture of me to make it look like I was getting a mugshot. This video was among those that my lawyer demanded be removed. My lawyer even tried to reason with Asterbrandt2 by stating he would be allowed to re-edit these uploads to make them objective rather than defamatory and antagonistic. Asterbrandt refused. He has no one to blame for getting DMCA'd but himself.
There must be some other reason why Jarrah keeps filing bogus takedown notices. Perhaps all he wants is for people to file counter notices so he can easily collect their personal information.
I find that accusation appalling, coming from the man who dug up my personal information and on 4 separate occasions sent me unsolicited mail as a form of harassment. Does the old phrase about the pot and the kettle ring any bells? Since followers of Asterbrandt2 have begun mirroring Webb's video, I encourage viewers to even the odds and mirror this one.